what are you seeing on how important content's becoming? What are you seeing with AI generated kind of slop versus like
Mhm.
content that's being created? Like how are you seeing it show up in results, whether it be AI search or SEO,
Mhm.
traditional search engines? Like just curious kind of how you're viewing the world from where like human written writing fits into it. And you were sharing some examples of like that that lens of experience that you can provide, but a lot
Mhm.
of that can be synthesized, like, and there's synthetic audiences, and there's actually a lot of tools where you can kind of test out a ad model and see how different audiences are going to interpret it. And I just am like going, what's real and what's not real? And that's kind of where I am today, is like, okay, like, is that post real? Like, did that person really die? Did that person say this? Like, what happened? Like, I don't know. Like verification of trust, I feel like is like a huge issue right now. Um,
And I feel like that's where a lot of the fear of people come from when it comes to AI. They feel like it's just going to take over the world. We're going to have, I don't know, non humans who look like humans walking with us down the street or whatever. I mean, I don't know what,
like you're like that could happen
I'm
actually.
not quite there yet.
Yeah.
But at least for AI in terms of operations and businesses, it's just been very helpful. I think it's human nature that we want what we don't currently have, and right now it's that bigger layer of humanity. At least that's what it feels like online, because everyone's online. Everyone feels like they've curated a perfect feed, a perfect story to tell you. And so what now works are the less curated, the less thought out, at least how it seems, right? Yap videos are booming. They are thriving because it's just a person sitting down in their car blabbing. Literally, that's it. That's the content. And they sell you a product, they close a deal. It feels so real, it feels so personal, and that's what people are looking for right now. And it's interesting because um, the younger generation, or the Gen Z, the Gen Alpha, they've practically lived and breathed, their whole lives in this space, and it's them who are craving for that analog life. These
Mm.
kids are not even creating social media accounts anymore. I mean, the Gen Zers, they have a social media account that they barely use. They don't even upload a photo. Apparently, that's not cool, as per my 17-year-old sibling. They don't do stories anymore. They just do that for private messaging, and everything else is offline, at least what they think is offline. My younger sibling had just asked my mother the other day if she could have a non smartphone. Where am I going to get this non smartphone?
There's something called I think it's called canned. It's called the can or something like that. But I have young kids, and so like we're having these discussions of like
Mhm.
what like what is, like, even Australia, right? They said, is it 16 that you're not allowed to have a social media account or a phone? Like, can you, do you know what I'm talking about?
The restrictions, I think it varies per country also, because in the Philippines, I believe it's 18.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so there, I mean, social media does a lot to people, and like there's actually, so there's a big lawyer here in Houston that just won a case against Meta about causing like depression in kids from social media, and it's highlighting the risks of what's happening. And parents are responding, and like, I mean, this is a world that not everybody grew up in. And I think that a lot of people in Silicon Valley kind of knew the the concerns with it and didn't let their kids on social media. And I mean, they're competing with everyone in the world. But to your point, from the influencer standpoint, I like, it is so natural just to listen to some, and then someone's like, oh, biohack, like just go
Yeah.
take this salt, it's only like $5, and I look it up, it's like $50, and I was just like, okay. And then I like reverse engineer it. And then I'm like going, okay, let's do some investigation with AI on this thing. And it's just like, no, don't take the salt, just eat healthy food. But I mean, it's very, if you're listening to somebody and they casually mention something, then you go, wait, this is kind of the dark social component that was going around a couple years ago of what actually leads to a sale. Someone saw this happened, and they're building a mental map in their head, and then they take action. And I feel like Gary Vaynerchuk has been talking a lot about this, and it is coming from Asia, and I am seeing it throughout America now, and people are like talking about it. And I hadn't heard it called when you said yapping heads. Like I didn't know what you meant immediately, but then when you were talking about it, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's definitely happening.
Yeah. It's personalization, but again, so AI, if you know how to use it, can take your favorite influencers, slap their links on your platform, have AI, you can have Claude do that, Perplexity, analyze all that for you, and it tells you which ones are the outliers, which are the best performing content pieces, and why did they perform. And then it breaks all of those factors down for you so that you know how you can actually create content that works well with your personality. And I feel like, again, as creatives, yes, there are moments of magic, but there are also moments of I'm stuck. And I feel like AI is such a great bouncing, like a person, a thing, an it to bounce your ideas with, just so you can hear, because sometimes you just need it to hear it out loud, or you just need to see it from another perspective for it to make better sense to you. So yeah, and you see a lot of creators have also embraced that online, and even marketing campaigns. You see viral marketing campaigns of these big life, not even larger than life bags on certain streets in the States, and you'd think that it's real. You'd go there, people are looking for it, and then voila, it was just AI all along, but they've already brought in so much traction to their brand. So it's how do you use it? How do you one up it?
In that vein, I guess it was like the anniversary of the Fire Festival, like that fake festival on the island. Like, I'm sorry to say, I'm like, oh my gosh, if they tried to do that now, like how far could you take it? I mean, then I was like reading some of the stories about, like, I think it was like 2 pieces of bread is like what you got to eat. That was all the food, and you were stuck. So, I mean, it's just a crazy world we live in. Let's bring it back to the people that are listening. So let's talk about some use cases of kind of when you're looking at content. You talked a little bit about some use cases of LLMs from an analysis standpoint of a social media post. There certainly is a mathematical algorithm of what works and why it works, and all these different platforms do work a little bit differently. Look at different kind of components, and certainly mastering the different channels